Yeah, so over to the next product, which is the Showstopper. That is the Epson LS800B.
LS800B.
All the eager launch that we all actually came here for.
Yes.
And as you can see, this is 120 inches
Yeah.
Epson screen. So Epson does manufacture screen. We'll come to that. But over to you first to help us understand the product.
So, as I said, it's a showstopper. So up till now, whatever brands are available in the market, all have a throw ratio of minimum up to 0.23. Earlier of Epson Projector LS500 also had a throw ratio 0.28.
Acha, 28, okay.
So being a throw ratio of 0.16 gave a very high advantage of keeping it close to the screen, to the wall, I'll say. So just to quote an example, in case you want to make a 100-inch diagonal screen size, you have to keep it only at a distance of 9.8 centimeters from you.
Wow.
So you can imagine you don't have to have
saves a lot of space.
Yeah.
Does not need a bigger tray or a drawer that you guys do
Exactly.
for this projector. But compared to the size of the predecessor, which was the LS500B, I think that LS500B was somewhere around this much.
Exactly.
But this is almost 6-8 inches extra.
So that's quite of a mechanism which has gone to it. So to achieve that throw ratio of the 0.16, that's the reason the size has come up. Plus we have some additional speakers here. We have 2 speakers at the front and a subwoofer built in from Yamaha.
So it's like a sound bar, a mini
sound
bar which
bar.
has gone inside.
It has 6 audio setups for theater, living, TV.
The karaoke mode,
karaoke
stadium mode, yeah.
Stadium mode. So this gives an experience to the customer who wants to watch a movie or something at home. They can have multiple sound varieties and change it according to the current setup and then use it. Also, it's having a manual focus.
Okay.
And it can go up to 150-inch diagonal. So up till now, whatever models we were having were up to maximum 130 inch. But this is giving a next level edge. So that's why our plan is we want to position it as a direct projector in the living room and not a replacement to some or an added projector to your current setup.
Yeah.
You can directly buy a projector instead of TV and get a big size experience.
So a lot of people, I think, you need to note this, because when you buy ultra short throw projectors, and if you do that motorized screen wherein the screen comes in front of your TV, it's really not going to be a good choice, because with that you are going to have a TV which is going to be consumed for your day-to-day use, and then you are going to have a motorized screen which is going to come on top of it. You are spending on both the devices. Instead of that, if you just spend on one, because with the laser source, these projectors do aim to run for at least 20,000-30,000 hours.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if you watch 3-4 hours every day, you can still use the projector for close to 10 years, which is typically the life that all
even
the TVs
more,
are also being.
Even more, I suppose.
Can be more as well. That's true. So another thing that I was, when I was checking the specs difference between the LS500B and the 800B, is that the depth of LS500B was also more.
Correct.
So that's now been cut down, but at the same time the width is increased. And the lumens is same, 4000 lumens.
Lumens is same. There's one more very good feature that's especially for the kids. If they come around the projector, it should not hurt them. So that's called the sensor mode. As soon as you put your hand in front of it, it will give you a signal that something has come into it in the way of the projector. That means if a kid is running in your home and he just gets down and he wants to look into the laser light, the projector will stop functioning, it will stop giving the light to save. So this is the added, as such the lasers are of class 1 category.
So it's not very harmful.
Yeah, it doesn't
but at the same time
harm, but still it's suggested we should not look in it.
Exactly, yeah.
So the sensor mode actually adds to the safety of the person who is there at the home.
Great. And with regards to the inputs, outputs, what all things are there?
So we have 3 HDMI inputs in that.
Wow.
And 1 HDMI.
That's more, I mean, you have never seen any Epson projector coming out with more than 2.
So 1 HDMI is a normal HDMI.
Okay.
The second one is for eARC. The third one is for the game mode. So in case there are some game players who want to connect a PS and then play some game arounds, they can connect it to the HDMI 3 port, which will give you a latency of less than 20 milliseconds. And
but still not marketed as a gaming projector, right? Unlike most of the brands who put that as a feature, because gaming today is becoming a very dominant sport in the country.
I would say we have just launched it. Maybe probably once the gamers start using it, we'll have a feedback from them how exactly it worked out for them. And apart from that, we have Connectivity wise, we have again the USB port. Again, you can connect the camera for a video.
Okay, the same online meeting,
Same
right?
online meeting setup.
And we did check out the cool, installation setting app as well, right?
So yeah, I was just about to mention about it. So this there's an option called Epson setting app. So the benefit of it is, since it's kept on a table, someone from the house or some person comes,
a maid or somebody
just moves
clean
it
with
like that.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is, you don't need to call anyone to fix it out. Just connect your mobile, open the app, scan the QR. It will take the area, the photo of the screen, and immediately it will auto fix the screen within the frame area which is required.
Wow.
So that solves the purpose of you as a partner, as a or a installer.
We don't have to come on site
exactly,
again and
yes,
again, and
yes.
the customer can do it by themselves. And apart from that, you do have like whenever you turn on the projector, you do get that notification wherein you can
Yes. If you
do
want
your
to correct it,
installation. Yeah, if you want to correct the borders or arrange the points in the corners or in the middle. So I think there's how many? 8 point or how many points?
8-point correction, 4x4. And so now in all of our new series, we are introducing a vivid mode.
Okay.
So this is something which was there in the TV market already from long time. This vivid mode actually adds up to the color brightness and the smoothness of the image. So when you're using it in the living room, probably vivid mode would be the best mode to use, and to give the best type of quality.
I think that's what they do in the large format TV stores. When you walk in and you see those big, bright, colorful displays, it's basically turned on vivid mode. That's something that catches your eyes. And with that coming in the projector, I'm sure this is also going to catch the same eyes, of people.
So we have that mode, thinking that if someone wants to use in the daytime, that's better.
Yeah.
If you're using in the night time, we have cinema modes also, which gives you a softer image quality, since you are using in a darker room, so it's soft and nice.
But unlike the lamp projectors, wherein when you put them on dynamic or vivid, it consumes too much of lamp, right, or the lamp power. Does that same happen over here, or does
Not
it
exactly, but not for the vivid mode, I'll say. But if you put any projector in dynamic mode, the exhaust system turns up fast. That's because the brightness intensity also increases. In that case, probably because of the exhaust intake, exhaust fan and the air intake, you feel that the power consumption has gone up. But it works within the specifications of the projector.
And another thing that I have been very noticeable in this particular projector is that you can hardly even hear the sound of the projector. And this has been on since I think 10 o'clock in the morning, and we are at 5 o'clock right now. So imagine how many 7 hours of non-stop being on. It has still not been giving you that kind of fan sound, which I think the LS800B was a little loud. It was somewhere around 26-30 dB it used to go to. This is around 19 or 18,
so
right?
you have modes based on that. Some dB level would also change based on the usage.
Okay, but that's really nice. And what is the price that we are looking for this?
So the product is placed out at 4.2 as an MRP.
Lakhs. Okay.
That's a rough estimate I'm saying, but soon we'll be sharing the prices and declaring it. That time you probably will have the exact idea.
And if you have to do it with a screen, which is again from Epson this is 120, probably people would not go for this big immediately in the living rooms. Even if we consider 100 or 110, which is a more common running, screen size. What is the total package price that we are looking at?
So Epson has two types of screen. One is 100 inch and one is 120 inch.
Okay.
These are special super flex, silver flex screens. So these are made for the projectors to be kept on a table and then install it. The beauty of this is it rejects all the ceiling lights and gives you the output of the projector, which is kept from the table. So we have two categories in this. One is 100 inch, that ELP-SC35, and the other one is ELP-SC36. There are two models for this. Both are priced in the bracket of MRP, I'll say. 100 inch would be close to 80,000 and 120 inch would be close to 120. So that's a rough estimate, obviously, but
so put together, somebody can still look around 5 lakh as the price point for a projector and the screen, which can be a replace. So which can replace your normal traditional TVs, which is going to cost almost double, because LG, for instance, I last checked, was around 11 lakh rupees for a 98 inches TV. So that's what these projectors aim to replace. And I think fantastic product. Looking forward to this product in this particular year. And I think one question I would like to ask you is that I've seen a lot of projectors today have been, being very aggressive on the UST domain. So UST as a technology became more and more prominent since last year, and this year has all the brands coming up with their UST models. So what is your take on that?
So the reason is, earlier the projectors used to be a second option to be used at the home, wherein people used to have a television at their home, and projector is only for one time, once in a while they used
Movie
to enjoy
experience in the once in a week kind of
yeah.
thing.
So now USTs are been focused to replace the TV, wherein earlier, because everyone has a mindset, if I have to have a projector, I have to keep it at 10 feet, 12 feet, 8 feet, that can be a hassle for some customers, because sometimes fan is there or some installation they want to set up in a living room. It's a metro, for example, like Mumbai, and you don't have facility of having a dedicated home theater room, and installation also maybe hassle on those places. So there, this projector, since it's ultra sleek, I'll say it's like
it's almost close to the wall.
Ultra short throw. And then you can actually, instead of going for a TV, which will cost you high if you go above 60-65 inch, so you can easily get a 100-inch at the home and still have a big size experience. So that's how everyone is positioning, and slowly the market is moving from the TV as a basic necessity to the projector as a basic essential used in all the living rooms. That's how we have positioned this projector, and we plan to work on that segment to still go further with it.
That's really nice. And in the Full HD segment, do we see any other models coming up in the near future?
So as of
apart
now,
from EH-LS800B, which is already.
So as of now, this year's launches are done. Probably in the next financial year, or maybe March FY24, we may have some launches. But as of now, for this year, I'll say these were the launches which we have already done.
And just one question, because a lot of people have been always talking about this, that on the spec sheet we always see 1080p for all the 4K projectors. What does this read? Does this read Full HD, the 1080p, or does this read 4K?
Tanmay, I would say Epson doesn't believe in deceiving the customers. So we say what is there, and that's
it's
how
being honest out there, right?
We are honest on what we have, and we put it in the specs. So all our projectors will have Full HD panel, and it will be an 4K enhancement which adds to it.
So it's all pixelation.
Yeah, it's all pixel.
Everybody is doing out there. And everybody is putting it in different words. Somebody would call it true 4K, somebody would call it something
real 4K
else, 4K shift,
like that.
For real 4K.
Yeah, shift,
but none of these are native 4K.
Yes,
okay, and including Epson, which is also not boasting about being native 4K. That's why they don't write their native resolution or the resolution as 4K. They put it as 1080p because they use the 1080p chip at the end of the day, and they are just multiplying the pixels to give you the 4K pixels on the screen.
Yes.
Is that
yes? Yes, you're correct.
Okay. Fair enough. So I think, thank you so much, Arbaaz. Thanks for giving your time.
Thanks.
And in case if you have got more queries to ask about any of the Epson projectors, then feel free to use the comments box for that. And I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theatre wale bhaiya, will see you in the next video. Thank you.